Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. Welcome to your doom. I want to talk about common sense, but I try to keep it down on an nitty-gritty under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, that means it's something very important. And these videos are not important to people who believe in God, people who like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT. Listeners' discretion is advised. Going down the rabbit hole, not up your asshole. This is your one and only indigo child. Higher than the Sigma, higher than the Alpha. I know these millennials are going crazy. This guy don't know what he's talking about. Don't know nothing about my background. They did the same thing to Trump. They don't know anything. They always hear stuff. You know, you can't stand, what I can't stand is people who hear stuff on the news but don't know the whole story. They don't know the whole story. But this video is about people who feel that they're entitled and they feel they have a right to get lazy, or, you know, when you're living somewhere developed like in America or a European country, any type of a colonized country, you gotta work, okay? And then there are some people who just feel that they can do those things with no consequences whatsoever. Everyone has a job to do. I tell my many wives out there in other countries and multitudes of countries, say, hey, you have a job to do. Your job is to stay loyal, respectful, and to be patient and to do your job, your womanly duties, okay? You know, this video could be called womanly duties, okay? It could be manly duties, okay? Because everybody has some sort of duties, childrenly duties, okay? You can call it what the fuck you want to call it, right? But the problem is that there are people who will try to test you, and they don't even think about appreciating the things that you have done. It's called being inconsiderate and unthoughtful, unempathetic. It is very important to weed these people out. They're everywhere. They can also become jealous or envious, okay? So you have to weed the people around you so you know how to talk to them versus how you should talk to them. I recommend that you use reverse psychology and ask questions at all times. No one's truly alone, even if you're in a cell by yourself. You're not truly alone, peoples. Okay? You're not alone, peoples. There is a person inside your head. You are the God. You are God. Yes, you are God. Not some external God. Trust me, you wouldn't like the stories that I would tell you about the Mahabharata and also the older religions, older than Christianity and the Nation of Islam. Okay, that's why Malcolm X refused to believe in religion, because he found out the truth about the Nation of Islam. But I'm not going to be religious here in this video, okay? But that's another story for another day. This video is about inconsiderate nincompoops. That's a word that was used back in the days, yes. Okay, knuckleheads and busters who basically are too lazy and they're too emotional to do any type of research. They feel that gimme, entitlement. And you guys are going to have to decipher who they are and weed them out, because they are possessed with the Jezebel spirit. No two men are alike. So, God damn it, no two men and women are alike. Nobody's alike. No one is equal. But we are all different types of humanoid species. You should know that's common sense, okay? You know, there's different cultures, there's different taboos. But it is very, very dangerous to not be paranoid. Because if you don't think that somebody's saying something, always think that someone's saying. If you always think that someone's saying negative about you, you're usually right. All right? Okay? And you don't have to worry about the few small positive things they say, because usually you don't give them no information from the beginning. They'll just say something about your appearance, how you sound. They'll always be negative, and you have to reflect that shit back at them if they try to confront you, because there is demons inside of people or certain types of possession that causes people to do these things. But then I'm talking about this because I talked to one of my wives about entitlement, right? And she basically had a question for me, said, why are the women like this? I said, that's the same question my first ex asked me. The reason why is because they either get too emotionally unstable, hormonally, it doesn't matter. Psychologically, I don't care what the reason is. There are solutions to that shit. And if you allow your emotions, your hormonal structure, your imbalancements, your way of not questioning your own raison d'etre against yourself and the persons that you will destroy yourself. It is not fucking hard. It's just, you just refuse to ask for external help or internal help with your own godhead. It is sad. That is like 90% of people. Yes. Everyone has a job to do. And also, I'm going to title this video, The God Within. So I'm going to put The God Within and to understand how to weed out these individuals. There's a lot of them and they're possessed. So you have to be careful. I made a video a long time ago about possession. Now, somebody may say to disagree with me, or you may be subjective or some sort of opinionated. I don't care. Just write it down below. Okay? I don't need the attention. I'm not looking for validation. This is why I like my fucking videos on shadow bans. I got removed from TikTok for just giving information from other people's information because my shit is all linked. You know, TikTok didn't like me sharing other people. I think I knew about the algorithm of TikTok. They're going to get removed. As I said before, I don't want them to be removed, but they have a certain amount of bigotry and biased bitches and shit. I don't like that shit, that emotional shit. Oh, we feel that this is taken out of context, but we still going to remove it. They don't understand what America is about. It's about freedom of speech and freedom of choice and the right to bear arms, diversity, the most diverse country in the world, yada, yada, yada. But to watch out for people, you're going to have to test the waters. This is the dangers of socializing. Socializing is bad. Antisocial is good. But socializing is bad because you can't learn from within. You cannot learn from your own raison d'etre, your ID from within. Okay, since I made a lot of sense by using common sense, by you guys starting to try to be alone, if you need someone out there and you need someone to guide you so you know how to be alone or sit in the hole, okay, to think where the darkness and where the Godhead resides, then you should come to someone like myself, okay? Because you're not going to find it nowhere else, and no one talks like me on the internet. You hear? Okay? I mentor a lot of people in person, but I don't talk too much, okay? I don't say a lot of much. They just know they're very happy for some reason around me, but I don't let my energy be drained because I cost money. I charge people to come around, okay? People give me money, okay? In person, I charge them, okay? I do a lot of different things. Y'all don't know what I do, okay? I'm kind of like Charleston White in a way, okay? But I'm more on the really positive. I don't do everything that he needs validation and attention. I don't do that. You're not going to give me a plane ticket to come fly out. I'm not doing it, okay? All right, I'm too paranoid for that, okay? But anyway, I already know about the police and how you have protections for yourself, okay? But there are people who are paid to get validation. There are people who want to see their faces, and nothing will be learned from it. And so sometimes people just get distracted, like Charleston White. He's supposed to be educating the people. But of course, it's also Larry Elder and Candace Owens and Condoleezza Rice. Okay, these are minority colored individuals who can educate the public. But I'm trying to say, I digress here. Please, guys, learn to dissect who the fuck you're hanging around. Because to me, I feed off of negative energy. I'm a sadist and a Satanist, which most people don't even know what those things are. They think a Satanist is someone worshiping the devil. They think a sadist is someone who's just a wicked person, But let me tell you something here. That is not the truth of those words. People don't even know what the word narcissist actually means. But that's all I really got to say for right now. Be careful who you are hanging around people. You are the company that you keep. Be wise. Because I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. And y'all have a nice day. Keep active. Keep healthy. Keep holistic. You are God's. Right here. Listen to it. A little voice. Peace.